question of the week is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? And we are not asking this in a political sense. We are not for anybody one way or the other. We're just trying to discover what it means to the general public. So, what does it mean to you? Make America great again.
Very interesting topic and question. It's a statement that has been used before regarding political.
During the Reagan era.
Uh-huh.
And also during an isolationist era.
Exactly. It's been used both good and bad, I'll put it that way. If I were to just think about it off the top of my head, I'd say Make America Great Again means just that, do everything possible to make the country great. But if I go more in depth, it'd be more, don't cause suffering to others who live in America just to make America great to one's ideas or one's wants regarding how they want a country to be.
Okay, expound upon that.
I have to think about this. Politically, Make America Great Again is a slogan. It's used to convince others that XYZ administration is going to make this country great again. The term again meaning it's no longer great at this moment, and they're trying to get to that greatness that they're wanting.
Do you think that they have a specific era that they have in mind?
I think so. I think they're trying to take it back a couple good years. I think they have in mind an America that won't ever come back into existence, an America where technology wasn't really much of a thing, or it was barely in the up and coming, where everyone was a law-abiding citizen and crime was down and health concerns were down. Essentially, in their idea, everything was good with the world and there were no problems, which wasn't true at the time either, but it was what the public was made aware of. So I think that they're trying to get it back to that, which is not, you can make a country great, yes, but in terms of a specific idealism of what they're wanting, it's not doable, simply because society's evolved so much since then.
Okay.
Yeah. It's grown. There's so much more in terms of what the country is. So many more people, so many lives to keep in mind. At the end of the day, you can make a country great, however they're wanting to, but there's a good way and a bad way, and overall I'd say the good way is protecting life. Those who are here, whether or not immigration status is in the question, but protecting the lives of those who reside within the country, because they're the ones who ultimately are participating in trying to make this country as great as possible, a safe country, a working class, the good doers.
Well, the definition of a country is its citizenry, right?
Yes.
And they're all going to group decide what is best for the country, and they're going to be guided by their leaders, right?
Correct.
Okay. And the original guide was the Constitution of the United States. So the framers came up with the Constitution, and it was ratified, signed off, and there it is. There's the game plan for how we want the country to be great. Does that, do you think that falls in line with the Make America Great Again agenda?
You know, I wouldn't even be able to know how to answer that, simply because we're also, as the general public, we're told one thing, and so much happens behind closed doors. At the end of the day, we could be getting sold or told on a complete cover up, a complete lie, without ever being told the truth of what's actually the root of what's happening, or what is trying to get done or accomplished, so to speak. I really, that question itself, I really would not know a clear answer to it.
Well, how do you think the public can come up with what the truth is in a matter that concerns the country?
Research.
Okay, research. So you have to have plenty of outlets to do reading on. And you have to be able to vet those sources. And you also have to have an education. You have to have a brain to be able to critically think about the information that you've received and be able to weigh the facts out of what you discovered to form an opinion. Do you agree with that?
I do agree.
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to step outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah.
On my agenda for this channel, and I'm going to make an opinion. So, right now we have an administration that is has restricted access to certain media outlets when it comes to news from the White House about the country. Okay. And in our living game plan called the Constitution, we have freedom of the press, right? The press can report, and it can have freedom of speech.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on those actions as it relates to Make America Great Again? Because the country's nothing but the people, and if the people are not informed and able to make an informed opinion, then how will they guide the country based on their wants and needs?
Very good question. It's very true. As you say, a lot of media outlets are prohibited from being involved in these conversations that are happening within the White House, or are being bought and sold by whomever of the higher powers has the want to give a specific storyline to the public. The good thing is there's people out there who have the resources and they're able to actually further divulge and do their own research, whether it's through backdoor conversations or they themselves paying someone for vital information that can ultimately change the storyline of what the administration's wanting to put out there. And with that, I mean, the general public as well, you're not able to truly know, but if someone out there is willing to put their neck out for the better of the country, so everyone can know what's actually going on, what's happening, then that's fine too. You know, the public has a right, is what's told, and it's what's in the Constitution, freedom of speech. But many times that freedom and that right is taken away from the public without them even knowing. You know, where we're told one thing, but when it's time to actually do, we're not allowed. You know, if I today were to want to go and find out myself some information, they're not going to give me any right. If I go and want to speak my opinion, they're not going to really give me their time of day, simply because they're going to be only concerned as to what affects them, what affects their view, their opinion, or the public's opinion of them. So if none of that is affecting them, they're not even gonna give me the time, you know?
Okay. So, do you think this administration is being the bad boyfriend but not telling you the truth and stealing your power?
The bad boyfriend? I don't know. I wouldn't say the bad boyfriend. I'd say the horrible ex that you never want to speak to again.
Well, it's like this. If you have a significant other that doesn't tell you the truth about something, they're robbing you of the power to make a decision about how you want to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's...
No, yeah. Then yes, they are being the bad boyfriend. Because even those who did vote for this administration are now finding out, oh, wait a minute, I was being told on one thing during the campaign, and their actions are now doing the complete opposite, or things that weren't necessarily spoken of out loud. And so there's a lot of new back and forth between even you know, people in the public eye who were going for that administration and helping the campaign and supporting. There's a lot of back and forth because now they're seeing, oh wait, we even weren't informed of this, or we thought this was for the better of this topic or this concern regarding the country and the general well-being of its inhabitants and citizens, and just seeing how so much is now coming to light and so much is also being buried under. It's a very big conflict. And then, you know, those who went for the opposing administration are even more so vouching for, that's why we weren't going for what that administration was wanting, because this other one was more or less, at least somewhat, hopefully being honest about what they were gonna do or wanting to do.
Project 2025.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that initially they were above board, hey, this is what we're out after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're saying that the previous administration was not so much?
No, they did, and they did a lot of good things. And at the same time, they also kept a lot undercover, you know. Things that now this administration is trying to use against them, even if it was something good, they're trying to use it against them. Like, oh, they spent this amount of money, government money on this, which isn't essentially a bad thing, but this administration is trying to point it out as a bad thing. You know, trying to confuse the people, confuse the definition of that line between good and bad for the country. I think both administrations have a lot to not necessarily clear up, because that won't ever happen, but a sense of having actual definitions of what it is that they're specifically looking into, because it's always going to be the same general topics: the economy,
abortion.
I was about to say health and their health rights, so abortion falls into that, immigration, education. At the end of the day, everyone's working on a subtopic in that general topic, but there just needs to be a lot more of a conversation, a clear communication, even in between the administration, whether or not they disclose it to the public. I mean, now there's so much, betrayal is a strong word, but betrayal between members within the same administration of, well, they said this, she said this, I no longer support this, or I'm going to back them up even more. It's too much back and forth that unfortunately is then affecting everyone in such a harsher way, because all that back and forth is preventing from actual solutions happening, actual positive solutions, I'll put it that way.
Do you think that Make America Great Again has a religious agenda?
from what I have been informed of and looked into myself, I would say it does, but I haven't seen it progress too much in the religious aspect. I think for the term "Make America Great Again," religiously it should mean respect for one another and religion. So just because I believe in one thing, I shouldn't lash out to the person next to me if they believe in another. At the end of the day, isn't America supposed to be the land of the free? Like, am I not free to believe in what I want to believe in?
Sure.
And it's healthy to have, a healthy disagreement, or, hey, I want to hear you out about what you believe in, etc. But then also a good boundary between, just because we're talking about it, you're not going to convince me to change religions, or vice versa, So I think the term does mean they're, trying to do something with religion, but I don't know if it'll get that far.
They may not be able to convert you, quote unquote, but they can change the laws to where it stymies certain of your freedoms.
And you know what? They've already done that in other countries, unfortunately. Especially in terms of like Christianity. So many third world countries, it's still if you go out into the public and you say you're a Christian, you can get, sent to jail or a death sentence right then and there. No questions asked, no ifs, ands, or buts. No legal manner of even defending yourself and your life. So see, that's very much a possibility even here. Here they can say, oh, if you are, I don't know, I'm trying to think. If you believe in Islam, you can no longer practice, and if you're going to practice, you can no longer stay here. It's kind of like hypocritical. Because
well, the country was founded upon hypocrisy. The Puritans, when they came over, because of religious intolerance in England, when they got here, the Puritans and the Quakers were themselves religiously intolerant of other people's beliefs.
Yeah, and so much. Unfortunately, history repeats itself, and sometimes it's for the better, and sometimes it's for the worse. Truly. It's the same. It's the very same thing from the beginning. I mean, when Columbus came over and whoever came with him, they were not willing to share the land with those who were already living on it. The Native Americans, they were very much like, no. And unfortunately, things happened the way they did in history, and it's going to repeat itself. So in this situation, in today's modern day, it could very much be a concern that could occur in the near future, where they could put laws in place that are going to affect many, and it'll even affect those who don't practice whatever religion they go against, so to speak, because if they're able to do it to them, they can do it to anyone.
Yep.
And that's the reality. So one religion might say, oh, we're the high and mighty, and we know,
are the way.
Yeah. Exactly. But then in another couple of years, if the next administration decides to, wait a minute, you're actually not the way, and we're going to do the same thing they did to your friends next door, then what? It's kind of like they're going to go an eye for an eye, and it's just going to be a pattern that'll only get worse.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of at the moment. It was a very good question, good topic. I was not expecting that question.
All right.
And there's a lot I need to still inform myself about, but from the bits and pieces I know.
Voices. Again, the question this week is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? So, what does "Make America Great Again" mean to you?
What is make America great?
I guess the people changing their mind with all this different, like everything is going up. People is being more careful about everything, and I guess people making better choices.
Okay. Better choices in what way? What do you mean?
Regardless everything. Regardless, like me buying stuff like I used to buy that I really don't need it. Like helping more people because we suffer a little bit more than we used to. So that make you hard, like instead of throwing money, like if you can help your brother or your sister or your friends, your co-workers, I get that make me a better people even if I struggle more.
So to you it means sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay.
And it make my heart like softly.
All right. That I like that. That's an interesting take on it. Does it mean anything else to you?
I don't know because I don't agree with a lot of changes in one way, like as a political, but I mean in another way, yes I do. So the most I try to see the positive things or the bad things.
Okay.
So in general to everything.
Sure. Work with what you got, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm trying to helping others, especially my kids. They're young kids. I mean, like they're like in the 20s and 30s, and like they don't think. I mean, like they young, you know. They don't think like for later. They don't say for later. They just living the life like today is the last day.
Right.
So yeah, I like to help them.
So sacrifice and focus on the future, not the now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Because you never know what's going to happen, for good or for bad. We need to be prepared.
It's true. All right. Is there anything else you want to add? Welcome back to Hearing Voices. We have a new writer with a fresh take on this week's question, which is, again, what does the phrase, "Make America Great Again," mean to you?
Well, honestly, I don't think it's been great for people like me. As a black woman, I don't think it was ever great. So this phrase again doesn't really apply. I think what would make it great is that kind of like a better economy for sure. I think a lot of people are not treated fairly in this country, and that's difficult. There is a lot of, I don't know how to put it. It's like people try to make it seem like it's so great and amazing here, but there's so much that we don't have and we should have. For example, like healthcare. There are countries who are, I guess, considered not as great as us, and they have free healthcare, and people here can't even get access to simple medications and stuff like that. So, yeah, I guess like to say again, that wouldn't be a phrase I would use. But to make it great and make progress would mean catering to the needs of everyone else and not just certain demographics or certain economic statuses.
Okay. So you think that Make America Great Again has an agenda behind it?
I would say yes.
Okay.
And that's just,
what do you think that agenda is?
I think that agenda is essentially like making the rich richer and keeping the poor poorer than what they are. It's like with the way laws and stuff have been coming out and like all these changes and things that they want to make happen, it's like they're not looking at how it affects the country as a whole. They're only looking at the benefit it gives to those who are already financially and well off.
They're squeezing us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Not that I can think of. I say that's about all.
All right. Let me play you an excerpt of a Martin Luther King speech.
Okay.
Levite asked was, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But then the Good Samaritan came by. And he reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? That's the question before you tonight. Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to my job? Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to all of the hours that I usually spend in my office every day and every week as a pastor? The question is not if I stop to help this man in need, what will happen to me? The question is, if I do not stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to them? That's the question. Let us rise up tonight with a greater readiness. Let us stand with a greater determination. And let us move on in these powerful days, these days of challenge, to make America what it ought to be. We have an opportunity to make America a better nation.
What do you think about that in context with the question?
It's kind of the point that I'm making. Like, it's not that we've been great. It's taking steps to make it better than what it is already.
We should always be evolving.
Yeah, and it emphasizes the selflessness of it. And so not thinking about how you yourself or the people who are making the laws, how they can benefit from themselves, but actually how everybody else and the people that affect, how that affects them, and not just the ones making it.
Yep. We're all in the same boat, even though some people don't believe it.
Yeah.
Welcome back
All
to
right,
Hearing
well, thank you
Voices,
very
where
much.
we have a fresh rider with a fresh take on this week's question. Again, which is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? Go ahead.
What makes make America great again to me means to send all the illegals back home where they should be, and we can make America great again.
Okay.
Because then that way we will have, first and foremost, the government wouldn't be giving out unnecessary money, and we can have our own money. Maybe the people that's out here homeless can get more help. That's what makes America great again to me means.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No,
Welcome
that's
back
it.
to another
Rider with a fresh take on this week's question. What does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you?
Ooh, that's our question?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. That comes with a lot of different things, though. Because you can take it a lot of different ways. To me, it means, though, to bring the country back together. That's what I thought it was meaning. To bring everyone back into one is to where we're the number one nation on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a whole, as a people. But it's taken a lot of different out of context, too, as well.
How is it taken out of context?
In my community, they kind of think it's meaning a little something different, but you could take it as that too. Just like the Confederate flag, they say it's a racial thing, but it's kind of like a Southern thing, you know?
Yeah.
Type of ordeal. So it's kind of see, I don't really know. I never really thought about it. But what does it mean?
Well, that's the point of this whole podcast, is I'm trying not to interject my beliefs. I just want to hear what the public's thinking.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, I never really looked into it as deeply as I thought it was, but I thought it was a slogan to bring the nation together.
Okay.
You know, more of a be one as people type ordeal. You know how it goes. Campaigning.
Do you think that that's what the people that are using it mean it as?
No. I don't think that's what. Just like everything is taken, though, and used for its own slang. So maybe it could be used as something different to those who are using it, but to what it's supposed to be meant is as a whole, as a people, you know.
Would you care to guess at what they mean by it?
Cause you probably never know, but no, I don't know. Is it bring back slavery? Oh, that's crazy, huh?
Bring back slavery?
Yeah, no, I'm just goofing. I'm just goofing. But I don't know what they would use it as. I don't know. And me, I never thought about it like that neither. I'm not really political. That's my brother. He's real on that whole government tip. But I don't know.
Okay, well, let's think about it. All right, so make America great again.
Yeah.
They chose these words. All right, words matter.
They
Why
do.
didn't they say make America better? Why did they choose make America great again?
Yeah.
So they're referring to a time period.
Yeah.
Okay. When was America great?
When was it great?
Some people would say, well, at the end of World War II, we were great.
Right.
But were we great?
No.
We were great on a world stage as being the top dog and having the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Were we great after we beat the British?
Yeah, technically.
Well, there were some things going on that probably were not up to par with our standards today. Were we great when the Iron Curtain fell in the early 90s?
No.
When the USSR became the Soviet Union?
So what?
What I'm trying to get at is that we need to figure out
When was time great again?
what
When
they
was the
mean
times
by
great?
that.
Yeah.
What is their idea of greatness, and what is their agenda behind this idea? Make America great again. Well, when was it great? And what were the factors that made it great?
At what time?
Some people will say, well, we need to get a handle on immigration. Okay? We've always had immigrants in this country.
Yeah, that's always been a
All right?
thing.
We need to get a handle on welfare. Well, welfare is what saved us from the Great Depression.
Yes.
Okay?
Brought us back.
We need to get a handle on secular thinking in the country.
No, for sure.
Okay. Now,
What time made America?
so secular thinking is not religious thinking, right?
No.
Am I correct when I say that?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. So, if you want to get a handle on secular thinking, then you go back to ideas of the mother country where there was only one church and there was one rule of religion, and that was the Church of England.
Yeah.
You can take it all the way far like that. So what we need to figure out is, when was America great? What is their idea of greatness? And how is it going to affect us and our rights? Is my point.
Yeah, I'm seeing your point. I never thought about it the way you're putting it. But when was America great? So what time period are they meaning? don't know.
Let me play something for you. This is MLK's speech, an excerpt, or his sermon, I've been to the mountaintop. This is towards the end of it.
Yeah.
The first question that the Levite asked was, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But then the Good Samaritan came by, and he reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? That's the question before you tonight. Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to my job? Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to all of the hours that I usually spend in my office every day and every week as a pastor? The question is not if I stop to help this man in need, what will happen to me? The question is, if I do not stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to them? That's the question. Let us rise up tonight with a greater readiness. Let us stand with a greater determination. Let us move on in these powerful days, these days of challenge, to make America what it ought to be. We have an opportunity to make America a better nation. And I want to...
That's what we should be doing. That's what we should be striving towards. Why didn't they choose that? Don't you think that that's a better?
Yeah.
You know,
Making
it doesn't try to
better.
nail it down to a time period. It just nails it to the ideas of the framers of the Constitution. That all men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
Why didn't they choose that trail? Why did they choose Make America Great Again? You know, because I think America's great, you know, because it's got a pretty good blueprint, right?
Yeah.
The Constitution. So, what do you think when you hear King saying we need to make America better? What are your thoughts?
So in that time period, and I guess what he was referring to is the people being together as a nation, like I was saying earlier. But that time was kind of different, don't you think? Is the world was different, maybe?
Well, in the context of the speech, the last one that he gave before he was assassinated, he was in Memphis in support of the sanitation workers' strike.
Yeah.
And what he was doing is he was trying to tell everybody that was congregated that the American Negro had more financial power than all of the nations on the earth at that time, save for 9. That their economic power added up to $3 trillion. And so he was urging them to protest by financially removing their support from white-owned banks and insurance companies and companies that did not fall in line and treat the American black person like they should be treated. So he called for a boycott against Wonder Bread, Heart's Bread, Coca-Cola, and said, you need to take your money out of the banks and put them in with Tri-State Bank, which was the black-owned bank.
Yeah.
And he said that there were about can't remember the number, but so many insurance companies, black-owned insurance companies, you know, take your money and put it in there. And that's where that power comes from. That's where that power comes from. You have a power in your vote, right?
Yeah.
Okay? But your everyday vote, your dollar, where you spend that dollar, every dollar you give away is giving somebody else power. Okay? So, every time you order off of Amazon, okay, what does Jeff Bezos believe in? Like, I don't know. You know? What is the company that is on Jeff Bezos' Amazon marketplace? What are their agendas? You know, they may not set out, you know, saying, well, we don't like immigrants or we don't like gays, but you're just giving them your dollars.
Yeah.
Right. People need to think about where they spend their dollars. You know,
where they spend their money with.
Yeah. I won't go to a Waffle House and spend my money because they support certain politicians.
Yeah.
I won't go to Chick-fil-A because they are uber conservative Christian. I won't give them my money. That's just, you know, my beliefs.
Yeah.
Why don't people realize this? I think that they're just too lazy to find out who's about what, you know?
And I think a lot of people are too, they don't care.
No, they don't, because
they don't look at it as like that, because
their bubble is okay.
Yeah.
Everything in their bubble's fine.
And nowadays, if you don't have the latest or spend your money like everybody else does, you're not, you know what I'm saying, up with the Joneses, as they say. You know, a lot of people don't care where they spend that dollar. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't look at it as like, is it going back into my community if I spend it here or spend it there? People don't look at it as like,
right.
I have a little business myself. They always want to come in and ask for a discount, but when it's time to buy some fancy clothes or some fancy shoes, they pay the money up front. You know what I'm saying? My cousin always says it. They'll ask for a discount from you, but pay $1,000 in Gucci and won't ask for no discount.
Right.
And I always say understand why too, because, you know, stuff isn't as good as everyone else's. Gucci isn't as good, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice if they keep the money here.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everybody wanna drive foreign cars and stuff like that. Spend it in your own economy and it stays with you.
Well, there's a problem with that. U.S. is not producing reliable vehicles.
They aren't.
You know? And who's going to spend their hard-earned money on something that doesn't work right, that the manufacturer won't stand behind, even when it breaks down? They want to deny claims.
That is true.
You know, I watch this guy on YouTube Shorts, and he works on diesel engines.
Yeah.
And he's involved in teardowns. And what he does is he'll get people to bring their diesels in after so many thousand miles, and he'll tear it all down and see where the wear is happening. He likes to find out if the manufacturers are building these things to spec to last. And he's finding that they're not.
They're not.
You know, they have these parts that when they fail, the metal from the part gets into the fuel system and it's not filtered out and ends up blowing a hole through the piston heads, because what happens is it clogs the injectors and it makes, for a weak point or something. It's stuff like that. Why is that happening? You're spending almost $100,000 on a diesel truck. You expect it to last 200,000+ miles. Diesels are Cummins engines, whatever, are supposed to
last a long time.
Exactly. They're supposed to be a workhorse.
Long time.
God, and I'm turning here for what reason? That's a problem. When I start talking, I don't pay attention.
Oh, that's not the way.
No, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, this is the way, though. This is the...
I can turn left?
Yeah, you can take this way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just take you through the back roads.
Sure. So...
and I see that too with the saying, the spend your money in your economy, how Mr. King was saying, don't spend your money with those people, put it in your own banks. That's the same thing though. Like, you look at that, and is my money trusted like it is in that bank with it is my bank? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
if I buy some shoes from, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to have faith.
Yeah.
And those people shouldn't let you down. If they're on board with the whole agenda, then they shouldn't let you down.
Because I know in my economy, in my neighborhood, my culture, my neighborhood, I love my people, but they'll get down on you quicker than anything else will. It's a dog-eat-dog world. So you can't try to, you put your faith in another man, but...
Well, it's like what King said earlier on in his speech. He talked about the Israelites and how the Pharaoh controlled the Israelites was he got them fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. See, we got to realize we're all in the same boat.
All in the same boat.
We're in one boat, and the others are on a big yacht over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we need to pay attention to what's going on with us. We know what's going on with them, but we need to pay attention to what's going on with us and take care of each other.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Because I'm all about looking out for the next man. I am my brother's keeper, but the world is just so. I'm gonna say. I don't want to say vicious, or it is very vicious. It'll chew you up and spit you out. It'll be your own people, or the people you think is closest to you, who use you for their own personal gains.
Of course. I've let people down before too.
Yeah, everybody does it,
But it's all about how you approach your neighbor, your neighborhood, the world. It's how I approach people when I'm driving in this car. I try to keep an open mind and a good attitude and a friendly demeanor to everybody that I meet, And I find that is the best defense against anything bad happening,
And I kind of do feel what they mean by make the world great again, I guess. Because I remember there was a time where, say you ran out of gas, and people helped you push your car.
Yeah.
People used to help old people across the street. Men used to open doors for women. The world's just not the same anymore. It's not as polite. It's not as easygoing as it used to be. Because I remember coming up and, the neighborhood was one. Everybody spoke to their neighbors, and the world was different. I don't know how to say it, but it was different. Even before COVID,
Sure.
The world was different. A lot of things were different. Stuff was cheaper. life was a little better. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what they mean by great again.
Yeah. Okay.
Because life was a little easy going.
Well, they were using that phrase way before COVID.
Oh yeah, way before
You
COVID.
know.
But I don't know, because I just, the world was a little easy going, man. Nowadays it's everything's about $1. There's no morals, there's no values. It's just the dollar. Get up, go to work, spend your money, and nobody looks at it. Like if it's not about $1, it doesn't make sense. The world is very money oriented.
Well, I mean, everybody's got bills, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to eat.
But that's what they make it though, right? They make it so you have to get a job, so you have to get a house, so you have to get a car,
Well,
so you have to pay lights.
that is the economy.
Right.
We do need to have jobs,
Yeah.
in order to make money. But do we need to work as hard as dogs? Do we need to have to work 2 or 3 jobs? Do we need to have, a
It's
2-income household?
It's the equivalent to time to dollar ratio. The time you spend earning it does not equivalent. It spins so fast. So today you probably make $300. At the end of a horse on the stop sign. Yeah. yeah. On the stop sign. That's
Where are we,
right.
Duncanville?
Yeah, I know, man. This Oak Cliff, man.
Oak Cliff, all right.
This Oak Cliff. I would think this was Duncanville or something, man.
Hey, there's still cowboys in
Man,
Texas, man.
that was tied up to the stop sign. Man.
Yep.
That's crazy. Some crazy stuff. See, that's like good stuff to see.
Yeah, I want you to think about something. All right. Why do you think they want us to work so hard?
Why?
They don't want us to be politically active. They don't want us to march, protest, become electors,
Yeah.
politicians, street captains, neighborhood captains,
Yeah, somebody has to pay
council
them.
people. They don't want us to do that.
Yeah.
They want to keep us busy.
Yeah. Focused on paying our bills.
If we're busy paying our bills, going to work,
Paying
eating
our
and
taxes.
sleeping,
Yeah.
then we won't take as much of a part in the political process, and they have more control.
That's exactly. That's
Hey,
what it-
thank you very much.
man, I appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
You have a great day.
You too.
That's
Topic
a
this
great
week
talk.
is, well, first we have a fresh writer with a fresh take on the topic, and the topic is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you?
Make America Great means to me the essence of having morals and principality in the right ways, not in ways that corrupt the system, and not ways that is a disguise to hide like fake and corrupt and horrible morals. You have to have the right morals. So Make America Great to me means focusing on our country more than any other country out there, first of all. And Make America Great to me, definitely, it resonates with me well, but I would actually want to see more like actions being taken inside our country, right? So within our people as well.
Okay.
I wouldn't just want to make the country better. I would want the country rulers to actually become like good politicians, just like El Salvador's president, right? El Salvador's president is very, very well. Like He has good injustice for sure. He has very well injustice. He's not corrupt. He's not like these other politicians out here. El Salvador's president is very like he carries himself very well, and he's just like a great person in general. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For sure.
So, make America great again means more of a moral code to you.
Having the right morals, yes, and the principles as well, because people have different type of principles. You got to focus more on the people inside more than the people outside, because the people inside is carrying themselves well and has good injustice, and then the reflection will be outside as well. You know what I'm saying? Like our country, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You believe that it would improve our credibility to the rest of the world?
Yes, I would, definitely.
Oh, okay.
But well, America's had a great rep, you know what I'm saying? Like has good rep and stuff. But I really don't even care like what other people think about our country. I feel like we have freedom. We have freedom of speech as well. We have a great responsibility right there. You know what I'm saying? Like our country has so many like benefits compared to other countries. So I really don't care how the other countries like live their lives and their opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
For sure. I feel like we have freedom in this country for sure.
We do. We do have a lot of freedoms. We do have a lot of opportunities too.
I agree.
Well, you're about a minute away from your drop-off. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just know the country will get better for sure. I just know in the coming years, Trump will make this country very, very good. We just got to keep faith in Trump. Keeping faith in Trump, and yeah, Trump 2028 as well, for sure.
Oh, you think he's gonna?
Nah, he probably won't.
Do
honestly.
away with the rule that says you can only serve 2 terms?
Yeah, that's been the rule for like forever.
Well,
right.
Yeah, since FDR.
Oh, okay.
Since World War II.
Well, let's see how he progresses in his term, right?
Right.
First. And in this second term he has, and let's see if he can have a third one. But you know, age as well. Like hopefully he's good with his age and stuff. No assassinations or nothing like that. You know.
Right.
Like good, like in general.
Well, he probably needs to lay off the McDonald's.
Yeah. I agree.
Welcome back to Hearing Voices. All right, well, thank you very much. New writer with a fresh take on this week's question. What does the phrase, make America great again, mean to you?
Make it prosperous and militarily secure. I think those are two good defining factors.
Yeah. Nothing else.
I think overall, if it becomes more prosperous, then it completes the other goals and within the statement, and then militarily secure is one of the primary.
When you say more prosperous, what do you mean?
There are a lot. You can start with like the trade deals and Trump's viewpoint on solving our deficits when it comes to trade deals with other countries, us taking in so many goods from other countries while them not taking in goods from ours. So us becoming more prosperous looks like, well, we produce a lot of things in China, we produce a lot of things in Vietnam, Bangladesh, and all these other countries, whereas we don't sell a lot of things there.
Yeah.
So the things that we produce that are being produced in other countries and being sold back here, letting those things be produced here if they're going to be sold here. So we become more prosperous by for one, we're getting more workers from those companies are getting more workers. That's jobs for people here on this area, part of Dallas. Like, you won't see like a lot of jobs, like high-paying jobs in this area. Whereas, like compared to other parts of of Dallas, but those other parts of that, just looking at a local, if we have more jobs, take your TIs, your PepsiCos, Frito-Lays, and all of these things that are in like Frisco and Plano and things, if you had those kind of jobs here as well, then this area would, like the shopping center itself, you would see like a lot more restaurants, a lot more massage things, and things that you would see in other parts. You don't see those things here because this neighborhood can't afford those kind of things.
Okay.
Partly because those jobs aren't in this neighborhood, and all of the people in this neighborhood go out to Plano and Frisco and things to work. But you're not earning the same amount of money you would if those jobs, you aren't making the same amount of money. The high-paying jobs are way out there. And
so you think all the jobs that are farmed overseas would come to economically depressed areas?
Not necessarily. That part is going to be on local officials making good decisions and making good incentives. We do see some of, like NVIDIA will be building their plant in Lancaster, which is like 15 minutes from, well, not even 15 minutes really, depending on where exactly they place it, but about 15 minutes from here, which would boost economic prosperity here. And so Lancaster is its own city outside of Dallas, and they made good bids. They gave good incentives to draw that kind of company. So it's on the localities to make good incentives to bring those.
True
companies.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna run in and grab the journal.
Gotcha. All right.
I can talk about.
Welcome back to Hearing Voices. We have a fresh writer with a fresh take on this week's question, which is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? So, what's your take on it?
My take 100% on it is, I mean, it's a lot of things going on in the world right now, you know, especially when it comes down to like inflation, you know, a lot of things with the politics stuff is just kind of just, yeah, I don't even really know what to even say.
Right.
Honestly, it's crazy. Even with the election, I feel like it was kind of just a little crazy. I feel like stuff was kind of all over the place. As far as when it come down to the saying, when people say that or whatever the case might be, I don't really feel like a lot of people is actually meaning what they say when it come down to that. Honestly, I don't really feel like they know what to even do to make America great again. But that's just something that, you know, I guess I feel like he threw out there to win. You feel me? Honestly.
Sure.
But I mean, I don't see nothing that has honestly changed or made. I mean, or, you know what I'm saying? That's making America great. You feel me? Honestly. I feel like it's actually getting worse, if anything.
Okay.
A lot of people be so blinded by so much, and it's like.
Well, everybody's polarized right now.
Yeah.
You know, you're either for or you're against.
Right.
There's no middle ground. Do you feel like that or no?
I don't.
Okay.
Because I feel like there is a middle ground. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. I would love for America to be great. You know, I really would. But it's going to take a lot when it comes down to us as people to bring, you know, a lot of things together as well too. Like, it ain't just going to take just the president to bring stuff back together like it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that one person. So if America's gonna be great, everybody gotta, you know, put some type of effort into actually making it great again. You know, sure. Even when it come down to the kids and stuff, it's like nowadays you can't even see your kids outside too much no more. You know, nobody's really comfortable with it like that. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on, you know, kidnappings and all type of little crazy stuff. And it's like, shit, I don't really feel like even when it come down to the adults, like a lot of them don't even really look out for the you know, upcoming community. You know, I mean, you know, and it's just, I'm kind of, I don't know, I guess I'm biased to.
So when you say adults looking out for the community, what do you mean by that?
Let's say, for instance, when I was growing up as a kid, like, it wasn't just my parents that, you know, that actually disciplined me, you know, or made sure we was good, make sure we weren't doing stuff we weren't supposed to, and stuff like that. I feel like we had a lot of older people, you know, that did step in, you know. Now, now it's to the point where, yeah, I know a lot of kids, they don't really listen as much, you know, but at the same time, you can't come at a person, like I said, especially when they not kin to you and nothing like that. They already got to hear certain stuff from their parents and stuff. So it's like you got to sometimes take a different approach. You know, I feel like as adults, we got to listen more versus just thinking, oh, well, damn, I'm the adult. You know, everything is right because I'm the adult.
Right.
No, that's not how that's supposed to go.
Well,
I feel like the young ones have a voice as well too.
You've got to give them a chance. You can't just off the cuff go, hey, you need to do this.
Right. You can't shut them out because they're not going to listen to you like that.
Right.
Honestly, that's just like if a person at your job, like your boss, he come at you any kind of way, it's like, hey, you're going to feel some type of way about it. So
show respect.
That kid. Yeah.
Show respect and expect them to show you respect.
Right.
A give and take.
Right.
Yeah.
Most definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on, I guess, that particular situation.
Well, is there anything else you want to get off your chest?
I'll say. Well, I'm also say this because I guess I feel like that because I was the person that was I've been on my own since 16, you know. So I say my parents and stuff, like we kind of had a little bad falling out or whatever the case might be and stuff. And it was just like I said, pops or whatever the case might. Well, really, my parents on drugs. I'm gonna be real with you. I had to witness a lot of things, you know, that wasn't, you know, 100% right, you know.
Yeah.
I ended up leaving the house early, like I said, at 16 years old. Ended up moving into like basically a vacant apartment. So I stayed in a vacant apartment throughout my whole, the rest of my high school years, pretty much. Graduated on time. Had a job in Long John Silver. I was there for like 16 years. Let's see. I ran across a lot of, in the midst of me being there for so long, or whatever, I really feel like Long John kind of saved me from a lot of stuff that I, could have been doing, but I wasn't able to really do it because I still had to go to work, so it kind of kept me out of things, or whatever the case might be. And now, when I was there, it was like a lot of kids was just constantly coming to me. I don't know what it was. I feel like, I don't know if we're calling, bigger than what it is, or if I'm just here to help these certain type of people. But it seemed like the same thing that I kind of experienced, I was running to those type of kids, and I was the one that was kind of helping them get through it, So, from
got
me,
some good karma coming your way.
Yeah. So I was really like I said, assistant manager / mentor.
Right.
Honestly. So a lot of the kids that come through 16 years old, 17 years old, whatever the case might be, broken homes, and they'll just, like I said, just feel comfortable with opening up to me. I sit there, I listen to them, talk to them, whatever. And a lot of them, they got past of it. Got past a lot of the, things that they was going through, honestly. And now they doing some managers, some, got their own little companies, and, some was on the verge of dropping out of school and actually finished school. So,
dude, you've been doing your part to make America great.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Right. I really feel like that. But, like I said, everybody, I feel like, we gonna make America great again. Like, everybody gotta kind of play their part. You know what I'm saying? We just can't sit here and continuously point fingers, at this person or that person, this person, that person, when we know for a fact that we're not giving back as well. Like, that's kind of crazy.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Welcome back to Hearing Voices, where we have a fresh writer with a fresh take on this week's question, which is, what does the phrase "make America great again" mean to you? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. To me, the phrase "Make America Great Again" is just like this country is supposed to be like a free country, like where people come and fight for like a better life. So to me, the whole like "Make America Great" is just bullshit because I mean I don't think there was nothing wrong with this country to begin with. Like nobody, like no immigrant really does any harm to anyone. Like most of them do pay taxes, most of them do work, and I feel like it's like with everybody else, you know, there's some that will come and mess up, but like I feel like there's also natural citizens that do mess up this country just like any other people. So like I don't know, it's just to me that like Trump uses that phrase as a racist take for other racists, and I don't know, to me it's just bullshit because I feel like there was, I mean yeah, there's like flaws like in any other place, but it's not to the extent he's trying to make it seem. Because I come from immigrant parents, and my parents, they work perfectly fine. They've worked all their life. They pay taxes just like any other person. They don't do harm. They've never been in jail. They've never gotten a ticket or anything. So I don't know. I think it's not fair.
Yeah.
Especially coming from natural Americans. Like, what is a natural American? Because what's it called? They're immigrants from England, basically. If we're going back in time, back in time.
Right. Everybody was an immigrant to this land at one time.
Exactly. So, like, I don't know. I just think it's bullshit, but everyone thinks different, and everyone has their own takes, and I guess I won't judge either.
Sure. No, I like your take. Thank you very much for sharing it with us.
Yes, sir.
You know, words are important.
Yes, sir.
You know, make America great again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most people don't think about that. It's like, when was it great?
Exactly.
You know, and what made it so great at the time period that you're thinking of?
Right.
You know, yeah, is there a racist agenda? You know, maybe there is. Who knows?
I don't know. To me, like for Trump, maybe from the time he grew up, maybe that was his like when America was great, and that's the racist intake. Although he doesn't want to say it is, but it's kind of like from the time period you grew up, and if that's the America that was so great to you, then yeah, you are the problem.
I tell you what, America's been great for Trump ever since he's been born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's sad. It's sad that the people are that racist. And it's sad too, like with the flooding too, you know how like they said that I think it was the governor who said that if they take in like the people from Mexico that came in and helped, they were gonna get deported or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
No,
like the lifeguards that came in and helped. I was like, oh, that's messed up. Like they're coming in to help and you want to deport them? That's sad.
Yeah, that I wouldn't expect any less from our governor.
I wouldn't either. But it's just sad, especially because like a lot of them claim to be Christians, and it's like, no, you can't claim to be a good Christian and have that mentality.
Oh, we can get on a whole other topic there.
Yeah.
You know, there are all of these people that profess to be followers of Christ, Christians, right? And, you know, Jesus had a parable about, you know, taking in the stranger.
Right.
You know, they just like, I see a lot of Christians that like to yell and shout at the top of their voice that they're Christians, but they don't practice it.
Right.
That's the best way to, you know, spread the word is through action.
Right. And it's hypocritical.
Yes.
It's not okay, and it's sad.
Well, it's easy to talk.
Right.
You know, actions are tough.
Right.
You know, the best Christian I ever saw was Jimmy Carter. You know, he was president. Some people may not think he was the best. Some people may not think he was the worst. But when he got out of office, he continued to do good deeds.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. It's just, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Welcome back to Hearing Voices. We have a fresh rider, fresh take on this week's question, which is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? And she may also want to get some other stuff off of her chest. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Allie. So I feel like, to me, the definition of make America great again is the terms of equality. Everyone has the equal opportunity to come, let's say this in the best of words. We all have an equal opportunity to put our best foot forward to potentially grow into the people that we know that we can become. But I feel like the shortcomings are people's pride and egos, so we'll never be able to sustain the growth because of the pride and the ego. Hence, I can't put 100% the blame on Donald Trump, because we're all, just as much as he's a human, we're a human too. We all make mistakes. I can't say that all of his actions that he chose was correct nor wrong, but we also don't see the inside because we're all outside looking in. So we can't possibly say that, oh, we hate him and he's the reason why these things are happening. So I feel like it starts with yourself before anyone else. Always to be kind. Stop being so rude to people. Actually think about what you're saying before you actually say it. Like, a lot of people don't say that nowadays. So remember that you were raised right, and even if you weren't, please, like, make sure you're not treating people the way you do not want to be treated.
Right.
So
follow the golden rule.
Facts.
Okay, we can keep going. I'll just
finish it when I come out.
Yeah,
please.
exactly.
Say what I have to say. I feel like the thing that I have to vent about is taxes. I got my taxes done and I still haven't received them. I'm having trouble getting my 1040 form. I feel like if I've already verified my account through the IRS, you guys should just give us the money. Like, I worked all year hard and long thinking, oh, I'm just waiting to get my taxes. Oh, you're gonna keep going straight.
Okay.
And I do not get them. So it's very frustrating being a hardworking taxpayer, and a hiccup like this where you have to verify and you're spending your only off day of the week trying to get it processed, and it's not processing. So it's very discouraging, like very stressful as well.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to stay on top of my business, stay on top of paperwork, you know, go through all your mail. And it's so hard because how am I supposed to find something that's not there? So.
Well, you can thank Doge for that. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. All the cuts that they did probably cut some of that staff that would be able to process your return.
Yeah, and I was on hold for 4 hours just to get off of hold. Was on hold for another 5 to 6 minutes. She said everything looked good, and then that form, she was like, oh, well, what's the address on the form? And I'm like, I have no clue. I don't have the form. And then I'm asking the person who did my taxes, I'm asking her for the information, and she's not texting me back. And it's just like, if you signed up for this job, I did not.
Right.
So please, like, another thing where I spoke bases on before I got out the car was treat people how you want to be treated. Like, don't say rude things to people and then expect them to just still be nice, because, mind you, you're dealing with my money.
Uh-huh.
So I just expect the courteous just to be there. Like, make sure that I get my funds how you would expect to get your funds. Like how you would if you didn't get paid for a week's worth, and you're calling your job, hey, I didn't get paid. And they're telling you, oh, figure it out. You're going to be so upset. And I don't want to keep getting upset and discouraged, because it's out of my hands, really, because honestly it is out of my hands.
Yeah, but those emotions really don't do anything to promote the solving of the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing solves the problem.
Yeah.
And right here is fine. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate being on your podcast.
Hey,
I've already
fresh
scanned
take
it, so
on
I
this
can
week's
go.
question, which is, what does the phrase "Make America Great Again" mean to you? Go ahead.
What's up, America? Well, I was going on a spiel earlier about it, but when it comes to like that particular phrase, I think there's a lot of uncomfortable feelings that come with it because they associate it with the Republican Party. And, you know, we were just saying earlier, when it comes to like identity politics, people use politics and movements as a means to give themselves an identity. So when they hear something coming from a party that they don't agree with, they actually feel like you're attacking their identity, their sense of self. So when I hear "Make America Great Again," I'm not thinking politics. I'm thinking affordable housing. I'm thinking people who are working class can actually afford housing and starting families if they so choose, or if they want to, you know, be a boss bitch CEO, they have that opportunity as well. And the reason why I see it that way is because America is known for its freedoms. I've traveled, so I know what other countries look like. I know what limitations comes with that. I know, you know, like if you go to Thailand, there are certain etiquettes that come with their culture, with their expectations. So when I'm thinking "Make America Great Again," I'm not even thinking about Trump, because I will say these days are a lot worse than they were when I was coming up as a kid.
Right.
And yes, there was racism when I was coming up. Yes, there were issues, and you know, that's never going to go away. You're not necessarily going to change that. There's going to be people with biases, unfortunately. But when I think of what makes America great again, I say you can go to college and work and retire, you know, at a reasonable time, and you know, you're not living with your parents well into your 30s because inflation, and you can't afford to live your life. So I don't think "Make America Great Again" comes with the Republican Party, even though they use that slogan.
Right.
My thought is what it used to be when I saw coming up, where it wasn't that there were no struggles, it was within the confines of what people can deal with. And it's like, I have relatives that told me they worked full-time and went to school full-time and have their masters, and now they got a house, and this is shit that I'm barely getting, and I'm like 34 now, when they were getting those things at 28, 24, you know. So if that was how America was then why can't we have that now?
Right.
So that's what I think of it. Because to be quite honest, I'm not a Republican. I'm actually as far from it. I am pro-choice, you know, working in social services, being a social service representative. I see the positives to, you know, more left-leaning policies, but I also see the negatives because I am from New York originally. And we see what happened over there. So I understand some points of like Republicans have. Like, for example, I'm conservative in so far as I don't think children should transition. I think that's, as someone who was very uncomfortable being a female well into her 20s and was considering a sex change, and now if you saw me out in my little pretty dresses and heels, you're like, wait, you wanted to do that? So it's hit and miss for me. I see both sides, but when I think of "Make America Great Again," I'm not thinking the slogan, I'm not thinking Trump, I'm not thinking Republicans. I'm thinking seeing my family members being able to live life normally without all of this chaotic nonsense where the job market is just trash and people are considering moving out of the U.S. because they feel like they can't afford retirement here. That's bonkers to me.
Yeah.
That's absolutely bonkers to me. So that's what my thought is. I hope that was coherent.
Yeah, you did fine. Thank you very much.